am here with Bona Lisa, aka Donna from Bona Lisa. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Today's been one of those days for me. Not gonna lie, where I've just kind of just been loafing around my house, kind of not doing too much. But sometimes those days aren't really that bad.
I can't complain. I mean, it's work. I'm not a rock star. I wish I was, but I'm not. And so I have to work.
Yeah,
Like all the rest of my band members, we all have some kind of work that we do. And, this is what we do when we're not working. We love our music. We love playing and being around people that like our music too. So it's really cool. I'm glad we got to meet you though. It's really awesome. And we're honored to be part of Vibes Artist of the Year. That was wonderful.
yeah. I mean, you guys did amazing in that poll. I mean, at one point, you guys were in first, and I believe another band took over, and I was like, oof, okay. And then I blinked, and you guys are right back in first on that poll. So I was pulling for you pretty hard there. For me, it was kind of like a historical moment because Bona Lisa was nominated by DJ Silver when we first introduced the Artist of the Month. So you were the very first one. So I was kind of hoping you guys were gonna win this one. I'm not gonna lie. Don't tell the other bands that, but
Well, we did have some stiff competition now, really.
yeah,
Those other bands they're really good musicians, all of them. And I mean, it's even if we had not won, just to be in the top 40 was or the top 10, it was amazing
yeah,
and an honor to be there. So I mean, that says a lot out of all the artists that you play, and that we were chosen as one of them. And we love DJ Silver. We've known him a long time now. So
yeah.
um,
When I
he was, I believe, our first exposure to internet radio during COVID. Yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
It wasn't like a second question for Silver. I said, "All right, I'm looking for an artist of the month," and since I think it was Vibe Tunes, we were really new. So I think it was like him, and like two other DJs or something. But I
Hmm.
asked him, I said, just pick an artist of the month, anybody you go. Boom, Bona Lisa. That was the first person he said. So I was like, that's awesome. And I never heard of you guys
That is
prior to
awesome.
that. And so I was really happy for that because I've been DJing a little while. This isn't my first run around Vibe Tunes. I've been DJing for going on to 3 years, and I like discovering brand new bands. So when he said that one, I was really excited. He sent me over to music, and I actually enjoy it. I think it's really good music. I actually like what I hear from Bona Lisa overall.
Well, thank you. That makes all of my guys very happy to hear. I'm sure they'll be listening tomorrow night when you air this. So I got, I got to give them props. They really work well together, and it's really a joy to work with all of them.
Yeah, they're actually really enjoyable to have in a chat as well. I mean, there was the one night where it was yourself, Andy, and I can't remember your bass player's name. I think it was Brandon too, right?
It is Brandon, yes, and Brandon is he was a one of our earlier bass players many years ago. In fact, he was on some of these songs that we wrote the earlier CDs, and he left for a little while. But we're very happy that he's back in the fold again.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were really cool to talk to. I mean, I got into that long, deep discussion about smoking ribs with Steve
Oh
from
yeah.
Rise and Fall and Brandon. I never smoked ribs a day in my life, so I'm just there just trying to indulge in a conversation. But
Well,
yeah, they're cool people.
it's awesome to have a bass player that can he smokes on the bass and on the grill. What we
Exactly.
love it when he invites us over to try something, and we've had his smoked ribs, and they were very, very good. We had some over the New Year holiday weekend. They were really good, really good.
I'm definitely a big person who definitely big into food. Ribs, I'm so picky on, right? Like, I like the ribs
Yeah.
that I pretty much just like eat and they're just right off the bone right away. I don't know if that's good or bad ribs to certain people, but for me, that's like the best type of ribs to eat for sure.
They're good. He can give you his recipe. They're really, really good. That's all I'm gonna tell you till you had them. They're the best that I've ever had. So,
Yeah,
but we'll, we're really, like I said, we're really happy he's back with us, and he brings a lot to the band.
yeah,
Though I
absolutely.
felt like we were missing some stuff, so we got it now.
Awesome. So
Hmm.
the first thing I have to ask you for sure, and I ask a lot of bands this question, very simple. It's how did Bona Lisa get started?
Ooh, that's a good one. And I'm going to tell you, um, we got our name, and we get all kinds of questions about that. A lot of people want to know who Lisa is. Is she the singer? And no, it's me. I'm Donna. But Lisa, Bona Lisa, came about by Andy many years ago when he was playing with his band in Florida. He was I guess he got really, really sweaty moving equipment, and he needed a shirt for the gig, and they were out of town. So he went next door. There was a boutique, some kind of little boutique t-shirt shop next door. And he walked in, and they had a Mona Lisa that was a skeleton.
Hmm.
So he bought that shirt, and that's the shirt he ended up wearing that night at the show. And then fast forward to us back around, I guess, 2008 or 9. We had been in cover bands, and we'd been writing some stuff, and we were trying to think of a name. And Andy jokingly said, "Why not call it Bona Lisa?"
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So I was
So, it really worked out, and I was able to take his image and his input on what that shirt looked like and come up with our own look by using the face, half of a woman's face and the other half being a skull. And so that's been our brand ever since.
yeah. I didn't know you guys started up that long ago. I thought you were like more of like a recent band. You said COVID before, so I was thinking maybe around like the 2019 2020 era.
No, we were in cover bands together. Andy and I, we got married in 2002, but we were in cover bands together. I guess around 2008 and 9, somewhere in there, we were doing cover band of like a Pat Benatar kind of husband and wife cover band that we did for several years. But we started doing original music around 2011,
Okay.
and then we did blood, sweat, and gigs. We ended up having enough money to do a EP in 2017, and then another one in, I think it was 2019, that we did the second one. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it was 2019
Mm-hmm.
that we did the Give It All You Got
20.
um, EP. So we only have two EPs out there, but we've got some new releases that we've been putting on Bandcamp,
Yeah.
for preview.
2011. I mean, I was definitely too young to be in a band or even DJ at that point. I think I'm 22 now. I don't even want to do the
Mhm.
math, but I know I was definitely like 6, 7, 8 years old during that time. And for me, actually, I got into rock and metal a little bit later from that. I got into it around like 2014. But it is actually awesome seeing you guys have been going at it for a while, and you also had a cover. But I never. That's see, these are the cool things I get to find out while interviewing bands.
Yeah, well, we were just a three piece in the beginning. We were just he had other bands before me, but Andy's been a lifer. I mean, I don't know how old he was when he did his very first show, but this is what he's always wanted to do. He was 15, he said. He's sitting over there listening to me. He was 15 when he played his first show. And he's been bit by that bug all his life. Oh, you played at the state fair? Well, that's big for me. I mean, I'd be terrified of a state fair at that age, you know. And it's amazing too because I was shy. I was a very shy girl in school, and to get out front and sing and do all these shows with Andy, I swear it's been amazing.
Yeah,
I found courage from something. I think it's because they give me confidence. They make me feel like, yeah, Donna, you can do it. Get your butt up there and do it, and I do. Um, but we've been together a long time and in different configurations. Now, when I say that we started playing our original stuff around 2011, we had a whole different lineup. Our lineup, I bet you we've had uh, most of the really good musicians here in town at least once. They've come through as a fill in, or um, some of them stayed for a while and then moved on to something else. I mean, but everybody's still friends with us. We're really good, tight friends with most people. There's been a lot of them, and we give them all credit on our EPs whenever we have different people come in and play.
yeah.
So
So
you gotta keep it going.
speaking of EPs, music, and all the awesome stuff, the next question I have here is: do you have any new music in the works?
We do. It's funny you should ask, Brandon. We've got we're in pre-production right now. Our plan is and we've already got 2 EPs out there. Our plan was to do a full-length album, and we've got all the music written and we're in pre-production right now. I hope that we can lay some tracks down around March. Um, some Our schedule has been pushed back a tiny bit. We had hoped to be releasing in March, but it's not going to happen
Mm-hmm.
in March. So many things have happened. I fractured my ankle. People have been sick off and on, and it's just killing our productivity. So we're going to say that I'm going to say probably by the end of spring we should have our album ready for
Awesome,
release.
awesome.
And at least 10 songs,
Yeah,
at least 10. And
I
we have even talked about doing um, putting the first 2 EPs together on one on vinyl, and that's possible. We're still thinking about that
I'm very
because they're
ex-
good songs.
I'm very excited to hear the new album. I'm definitely gonna be keeping a close eye out for that, of course.
Hmm.
You mentioned before, like a lot of weird things are just popping up, fracturing ankles, getting sick, and I honestly, I have this theory that winter time is just not kind to anybody. it it screwed me all up. Even right now I'm fine, but last week I was just in this like sleep bender where I was just up for hours and hours, and I would get like a little tiny bit of rest and have to go through the day, and that went on for like 5 or 6 days, and
I think I caught you on one of those days because I was having a day like that myself. I think we talked about that in chat.
yeah, it's
Yeah. So.
it's not an
Mm.
uncommon occurrence for me to have a sleep problem, but if we get into the winter, it's just gloves come off. Like I am going on these like ridiculous week 2 week benders of just having on and off sleep. Like actually
Hmm.
before winter hit around, I actually went 65 hours in a row without sleeping.
That's crazy.
It
How how could you function at all?
Oh my! I remember you know John, our DJ, right? DJ J.R. Underwood.
Yes, I know, John.
I was in his show. It was a Sunday, and that was at that point I was up for like 50 or something hours, and I thought I was talking normally. Everything was fine. I would go to check the next day when I finally got sleep, and I was speaking like gibberish in the chat the entire time. So yeah, I do deal with a bad insomnia issue, and that really gets driven deeply into the winter. So that's kind of why, like, I did an interview last year back in October, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take this time of the winter off because God only knows what is gonna be happening to me in the winter time, and Yeah, so I had to push back on a few things myself, so I do definitely understand that, a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, this fractured ankle thing, I did that on November 16th. I've had to walk in a walker. I've had a boot that went all the way up to my knee just about. We were calling it a moon boot because that's what it looks like. It's so big. But I'm not in the boot anymore. I'm wearing a brace. Uh, I don't think I got to wear it very long, and then I'll be back to normal again.
Yeah,
So it happens. Things happen, and maybe for the better. I don't know. I kind of like to look at it that way because maybe if we had gone on and recorded something, maybe if because we've got had this delay and we're still doing pre-production, maybe we're going to find something that might work better, and then we won't regret the delay. It could happen like that.
yeah. I always believe everything happens for a reason. I've always been a firm believer of
Me
that.
too. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I've had a lot of negative things happen to me within the last couple of years, and I always feel like it's either to like build character for myself to prepare me for specific situations, or just I think overall really just that for me. Like that's kind of the way I look at it, right? Like if something bad happens to me, I just kind of like take the time, I analyze it, and maybe look at like what could have happened if that didn't happen, if that makes sense.
I think my Google is answering and talking back to us right now. It hears what we're talking about and it's saying something in the other room. That's crazy. Well, a lot of things have happened this year for me, especially. It's been a bad year, honestly. I lost my sister in March of
Mhm.
this year. Um, she had lung cancer and it spread to her liver. So she ended up several many years ago. She became addicted to opioids because of the breast cancer that
Mhm.
she had, and she had rheumatoid arthritis. So when she started having the pain again, she thought it was the arthritis, but it was the cancer that was back.
Mhm.
And she had been masking it with opioids, and we lost her. We tried to save her, but it was nothing we could do.
Yeah.
So that was hard.
I
And this was our first year without her. And then, all the holidays, and in my position with a messed up leg, it's just been a really bad year. So your announcement that we had won, we worked really hard to win, and trying to get people to vote for us. And you saw on the internet, on the Facebook account, all the work that our band members put into. Yeah, they did. They rose to the occasion. Andy's sitting over here. Say hello. Hey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm tired. He just got home from work.
No, I definitely 100% noticed a lot of hard work coming from you guys to get the poll pushed out and everything else, and that's why I overall, when I saw you guys won and I saw the reaction you had, that it actually helped me feel a little bit better about myself in just certain aspects, right? Like I feel like I accomplished something with you guys.
You did. Thank you.
No problem.
Yes.
I mean, it was it was a nice little competitive poll for me, and I mean I've never done something like that before. So, Five Tunes has been open for about a year in 10 months at this point. It's going to be 2 years in March, but um, I had this idea last year or 2020, 2024 at the end of 2024. I'm sorry, I had that idea
Hmm.
then, but I was like, I don't know, because we weren't really when we first started Vibe Tunes, we were like jumping up for like a couple of weeks, and then we were just crashing down. Like there was at one point everybody was listening, then nobody was listening, and so I kind of feel like we had to find like some sort of an identity to get behind so we can actually get the poll promoted and stuff like that. And I feel like last year was the first like year Vibe Tunes really found some sort of an identity with way better DJs that we've had, and just finding our footing overall. So I put up that poll, and yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I'm very satisfied with how the results for everybody turned out. I mean, I think it was like 1,500 total votes, and I mean, too many shares to count on all my fingers. There were shares going out left, right, and center for
Hmm.
everybody. But it was actually written down here as well as a question about how did you feel about winning, and you know, I did it.
Oh,
I obviously did assume you guys felt great about it, but
of course we did. We were very, very, very happy and proud. And um, I mean, if we had not won, it wouldn't have been very good around here. We would have been very upset. But yeah, we're proud that our friends and family that are on Facebook, people that have come to our shows, and people. I've had people drive. I don't know if you know Reginald Carter, don't you? He's one of the guys that's in the chat rooms a lot. He is driven down here from Maryland. I believe he's in Maryland. And he found out about us on Silver Show and on Casserole. I mean, on the Casserole with Jeff DeBury and Mother Metal. Um, so our friends have risen to the occasion and they supported us, and we won't forget them.
absolutely,
I thank them all for when we had a call out for a vote that they jumped in there and they did it.
yeah.
So
I mean, I think that
it's
was like
great. It feels great to win finally.
awesome. That was the first thing I said, dude. You're like, thank you for the opportunity, everything. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, thank everybody in that community. They're like, oh, I did. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure you thank them all.
Absolutely. Every day I was updating my list of the names that had voted for us because I intended to, and I did. I thanked all of them.
Yeah, they
Andy did, and Brandon did. Oh yeah, we were very, very thankful.
they definitely pulled
Um,
through for that, and I was, that's awesome.
hmm.
And I mean, how everybody got into the poll was so every artist who was selected for featured artist of the month, I took every single one of them. I did it off on memory too, which is really crazy. But I grabbed all of the bands and I threw them into the poll, and
Hmm.
I went to every single band and said, "Hey, you're in this poll. You're in this poll. You're in this poll." And there were some bands that just didn't care, and uh, those ones kind of like made me a little bit upset. But then the bands that really did show out, like Bona Lisa, Kobe Reese, Rising Fall, Waiting Abigail, Seasons of the Wolf, Jack. I mean, the list goes on and on. But those bands, I mean, that's what made the whole experience like awesome to do. And I'm actually debating on
Yes.
doing like a middle of the year poll, not for any artist in a month, just for just for fun, for like a top 10 again, because I really like doing that show. It was fun.
Do it. You should. It helps promote our music and it promotes your show.
Yep, that's I like that too. Like it's just kind of like a cross promotion, right? So like I can promote me, and then you can promote yourself, and everybody overall just does. Everybody gets to win at the end of the day, and that's what I really like the most. Is just everybody winning.
Hmm. Yes.
So
Well, I've been my when I visited my uncle in the upstate this past Sunday, I had to go up there for a baby shower, and he told me that his favorite local FM rock station just closed, and I guess they've turned to country now. And he said, "I don't have anywhere to listen." And I said, "Oh, yes, you do." And so he should be listening tomorrow night because I'm gonna tell him.
awesome. Yeah,
You hear me, Uncle Bruce? You're gonna be listening tomorrow night. I know you are.
Vibe
So,
Vibe Tunes is a good station. I really like and this sounds like I'm just kind of like patting myself on the back, but I really like what we do with all the DJs. Like we have such a awesome blend of rock and metal, and the independent bands they actually get supported through here, and that's something that was my goal. Like I started Vibe Tunes. Of course I want the listeners and the fun and the chat rooms and let's talk about smoking ribs, but I also really wanted to get the bands out there. That was my biggest goal, is get bands out, and I feel like Vibe Tunes has done a great job at delivering that to the bands and even the fans overall.
agree.
And I hope to do more of that. I mean, I get a ton of band submissions in each week, and sometimes I get some bands that send some untagged music, and I'm sitting there having to tap my foot and fix all the music, and then sometimes I get the ones I can just upload straight to our music library so I can play them, and then everybody else can play them as well. And
Hmm.
I love it. I love what I do, and I'm very proud of like where we have all came from.
Absolutely.
But overall, this is your interview, not mine. So I'm kind of giving myself props for no reason. Um, but I do have another question for you. I have a few more. What?
Okay.
This one's a hard question, actually, too. Well, at least I would say it is. What's the hardest part of being a musician?
Well, as you know, I mentioned earlier that nobody here thinks that they're a rock star. We all have to work, and it is sometimes very trying to find the energy and the time when you've worked a 40 plus hour work week and you have your personal life to deal with, and then you've got practice a couple of 2 3 nights a week, and you're writing new music, and there's all these things that you have to do, and family obligations. It's just really, sometimes it's hard, but we manage. We keep doing it no matter. A lot of times we're tired and we don't feel like going to band practice, but when we get there it energizes us, and we're happy that we came, and you know it's just it's tough it's tough keeping the dream alive. It really is. But we do it because we love it.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
suffer through it, sacrifice a little bit. I've always had to sacrifice.
Yeah, I believe
So,
sacrifice is necessary for a lot of things in
mm,
life overall.
mhm.
I mean,
Yep,
that and definitely the hardest part of anything in my life has always been discipline, having to do things even when I don't feel like doing them. And because I honestly I feel like that overall will elevate anybody, right? When you do something if you're feeling tired, or you do something if you're feeling off for today, or something happened, just going out there and still doing what you got to do anyways. I feel like that overall, will elevate anybody's game in the long run.
and it gives you purpose, and you're creating something, and you love what you're creating, and it's something that we can do together because my husband and I are together, and we're doing this together with our friends. And so, yeah, family that rocks together stays together. That's been his motto. And we pray together too. So, um, it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And overall, all the hard work that you guys put in when the music's out there, when everything's out there, it pays off at the end of the road. So that's always awesome to have as well.
Absolutely. It's something to leave behind, put your footprint on. Yes.
Yep. Another question I have for you here is
Mhm.
now this one's the hardest one. This is I know I said that about the last one. Disregard that. This one's actually the hardest one. If you had to choose one song to recommend to the folks listening right now to the interview who are unfamiliar with Bona Lisa, what song would it be?
I think I want to tell them to go to our website, which is www.bonalisa.rocks. Go down to the bottom of the page where all of the music platforms are linked, and our YouTube channel is there. And go to the YouTube channel and open the video called Shevil. That's Shevil. And that's one of our latest songs that we have already released. That I have a video there that you can watch and listen to it at the same time.
I was actually the first time in all of my interview history, I did not hear the band say, "Hold on, I gotta think about this one. This one's a hard one." Yeah, I give you credit. I give you credit. You came prepared.
Well, and they can look at if that one's not their cup of tea. There's several on there that's in video format. We have No Justice is on there. Defrag is on there. But that song was truly a group effort. Yeah, but Shiva was definitely a group effort. I sat down for an entire weekend to create that video. It is AI. I ain't gonna lie, the video is, but every scene that you see, I had to put information in and match it with the music, and so I spent an entire weekend on it, and it's pretty darn good, if I must say so myself. But the music's there and the song is there, and it's a good song,
Yeah,
and I think you'll like it. Have you heard it?
I have. Yes, I do like it. I think it's a really good song.
Okay. Well, that would be my suggestion is that they go to the website and look at everything that's on there. The calendar of events is on there. We have upcoming shows that we put on there. I've got a podcast coming up. There's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of content on this website.
Awesome.
They want to look at that.
Yeah, my favorite Bona Lisa song is, I think it's called American Dream, right? I,
That's the one that got us the video or the Five Tune Radio's Artist of the Year award. That's the song you played, and we were surprised.
yes. I typically, so for that one, I think for most of the bands, I either did what was their most recent song or I did what was my
Mhm.
favorite one. And
And that's
American,
your favorite one. Wow.
so that, yep, that was definitely my favorite one. I mean, I even had to tell the Rise and Fall because they had a song, Artificial Degeneration. I had to remember the name of it, but they have that song. I really liked it. But when they came out with If Only, that took the cake for my favorite from that band.
Okay. They're good. I like them too.
Yeah, they're a pretty good band. I've interviewed them as well, actually. I've interviewed,
Mm.
I think, out of the top 10, I don't even remember who was in the top 10. I gotta get some like memory in my brain. I feel like every day I forget things, and then there's certain times where I just really remember something. But I think in the top 10, I interviewed about 90% of them, actually. I think there's only one or two I haven't talked to. It's catching
Well, I
up.
appreciate you asking me to do this tonight. That was good. Hadn't had one in a while. It's good to keep your chops up and and put the word out there.
Yeah,
But we like American Dream too. I just was surprised because there's so many other newer songs that I thought I didn't know which one we were voting on.
yeah.
So,
I mean, it was just for any of
what
them. You guys are,
what
you're.
let me ask you this. What about the song do you like the most?
I feel like it's gonna be such a simple answer, but it's honestly just the sound of the entire song. Like, I feel like just overall the vocals, the instruments, everything overall just is just so perfect flowing for me. Like, it makes it a 10 out of 10 song. And I feel like that's
Nice.
a weird, simple answer, but I just really like it for some reason. I mean, because it's good, but
Well, I'm glad you like it.
yeah,
I'm really glad you like it. That was on our first EP.
I was sent over. I'm gonna do a little bit of live checking here. Um, I have.
Silver had both of them in your library probably, and I think I've given him all of the songs that are already released. I think.
Do you have
I don't
a?
know if he's got Sheila.
Is it 9 songs in total?
Should be 10 off of the two EPs, and then three more that we've released that are not on the EP.
Okay, let's see. I will after the interview. I'm gonna shoot you over a message of what I have, if that's okay, because I
Okay.
it does seem like I'm
Yeah,
missing a
that's fine.
few.
Yeah, I think you are. And I'll have to send them to you. So, send me your email address too, because it'll be easier for me to shoot them to you there.
Absolutely.
Or, or I can send you a link to a Dropbox where you can get them.
Yeah, either or works for me. I do have
Which
Sheeval, by the
one?
way.
You do have Sheeval. Okay.
Yep. But let's see, just double checking. Overall, I think that's all the questions I have here written down. One of them I kind of improvised in the middle right there, which was the poll question. um, if there's anything you'd like to say about yourself, Bona Lisa, or anything, the floor is absolutely yours.
I'm just going to say that it's been I'm going to tell you a few events that we have coming up that's on my calendar on the website. This January 24th, we will be in Conyers, Georgia at the Outpost at Honey Creek. We are opening the show for Voltage Head in Conyers, Georgia, and that's January 24th. And then live podcast with at the Rooster in Gastonia on February 21st. And then March 14th, we're doing Sidelines Benefit Show for Breast Cancer and Women's Shelter down in Atlanta over in Kennesaw at the Sideline Sports Grill. Then on March 21st, we are doing a show at the Art Bar here in Columbia, and the show is entitled Amplify Her. And it's going to be a variety of either female fronted or female bands. There's a bunch of them. And we're playing for 30 minutes, but there's going to be a lot of bands playing for that. And that is a benefit as well. And then again, back in Atlanta at Atmosphere Atlanta on April 25th at the Atmosphere Atlanta Club. That's what I've got on tap right now.
Awesome. And of course,
And I want to thank you for having us again. And thanks to all of the listeners and friends on Vibe Tunes. We appreciate everything.
absolutely, and I appreciate your time today. And I just want to say to everybody listening as well, go to bonalisa.rocks.com. Or not .com, bonalisa.rocks. So,
That's correct. Dot rocks.
don't do the
Thank
.com
you,
part.
Brandon. No, you don't need to dot. And if you want to see or read some prior reviews of our music, if you just Google Bona Lisa, you're going to see a couple of pages of stuff from different websites, different Instagram, Facebook, magazines. Fireworks Magazine had an article or two on us in the past. Power is Power Surge. There's different ones, but you can look them up on Google. We appreciate everybody. Thanks again for having us. We're looking forward to what 2026 will bring. I'm excited for the spring. I know that these new songs are going to be off the cuff. I can't wait.
Awesome. I cannot wait either. Thank you again. I really do appreciate you stopping by.
Anytime, Brandon. Anytime. Anytime.